Trafford, the home of Manchester United, who are of course in the cup final on the 22nd of May, and I'm sure Alex Ferguson is in the gallery looking on with interest. Let's go to our commentator, Peter Brackley.
McCarthy, a former Millwall player and manager then, as I was saying earlier, he also enjoyed success. Phil Babb can testify to that at both levels for the Republic of Ireland. And as for Dennis Wise, well, this is a competition in which he has really made his mark. 3 times an FA Cup winner as a player. First with Wimbledon, 1988. Who could forget that shot win over Liverpool? And then twice with the Chelsea team he served so admirably for over a decade. Cup final wins in 97 and 2000. Danny Keogh carrying the fight up front then for Millwall, against the club for whom he played nearly 100 times. The current post, the two managers are relishing the task they've undertaken. The task for Paul Durkin today is to keep things in order on this prestigious day. Sunderland, who were on their uppers after relegation from the Premiership at the end of last season, really have been fighting back with a vengeance this season. And so at Millwall too, after limping along rather lamely before Dennis Wise took charge back in October. First free kick of the game. Going Sunderland's way, it's Livermore. Who was the culprit then against Tommy Smith, who has turned from villain to hero in the eyes of Sunderland fans. He scored a goal that knocked them out last season while playing for Watford. And this season he scored 4 times, including a double against Birmingham, Premiership Birmingham, in the replay at St Andrews. He also got the winner in the last round against Sheffield United at the Stadium of Light. Arco could well be the man here. Here is the Argentine. He has become a folk hero for the Sunderland fans with his artistry from the flank. This is Kevin Muscat. And you may remember who had a penalty save against Tranmere in the last round. Finished goalless at the New Den, but Millwall went on to win the replay. No one was more relieved than Muscat, but that was the final outcome. Promising raid here by Millwall. They have 2 in the box, waiting for some service there from Harris, who's won the vote up front then ahead of Nick Chadwick to partner De Keogh. Phil Babb at the heart of Sunderland's back line today, in tandem with Gary Breen, the 2 Irish internationals. Here is Dennis Wise. He will certainly be the centre of attention for Millwall. Muscat claiming a handball, not given. This is Eiffel, a really dangerous player. It was Wise who comes scampering back in typically vibrant fashion. And now Eiffel has been penalised. A frantic opening, but then who would have thought otherwise? That's a worrying sight. Stephen Wright, who's only just come back into the team after injury, he had been out. They haven't got that sort of money to spend at the moment. Only Breen and Smith of today's starting 11 have been added to the squad for the one that was relegated. And all some 23 pros departed under the cost-cutting exercise that they had to go through. They had to balance the books. The cup runs have been massive financial incentives and boosts for both these teams. Tommy Smith, who actually didn't play in the semi-final for Watford last season, they left him out, much to his dismay and disenchantment. Out of favour at Watford, actually found himself at the Stadium of Light, where he wasn't a regular, certainly in the early part of the season, but he's very much so now. Noise around the stadium from the 2 sets of supporters. So keen to enjoy the day, but so desperate too for the right outcome. Livermore. By Lawrence to Ward. Now it's the Irishman Robbie Ryan. Pretty much a settled back fall for Millwall these days. Ryan, who'd been out of favour really under the previous manager, Mark McGee. Hasn't been Lawrence in the centre. Lawrence had been at right back, and it was Wise who switched him to the middle very successfully. Here's Wise now. And then by the captain, Muscat. Harris taking up that wide position for the moment. Wise again, he'll be the fulcrum in midfield. Now Darren Ward. Big powerful defender Ward, as is Lawrence alongside him. Here's Ifill. He's got plenty of pace, as he's emphasising here. Caught in possession though by McAteer. How valuable his experience is going to be for Sunderland today. An eagerly awaited confrontation, a renewal of hostilities with Dennis Wise. There's certainly history between them. Including a much publicised spat back in January between the two at the New Den. And their tempers boiled over. And at the end, McAteer said to Wise, if you really want the shirt off my back, you better ring Sunderland for it. So he did. I'm not sure McAteer's given it to him yet, but Wise's son apparently wanted a signature on it. Foul by Harris. Getting a little carried away. Up front for Millwall. Ladders had to fight back from serious illness. What a reward it will be for him to make the final. All that he's had to suffer. Archer. Here comes McAteer. Upended though. Cahill says a dive, not so according to referee Durkin. So here's a real chance sent for Sunderland again. Foster and Archer in attendance. As Anthony Marshall organises those defensive troops in front of him. And on loan from Ipswich. Might be Oster this time. With a right foot it is. A decent effort, two off the crossbar. And then headed away to safety. So close then, John Oster. Who really has been playing exceptionally well lately for Sunderland. Not always appreciated by the fans, but he certainly is by his manager and his teammates. Only inches away then from giving his side the lead. Here's Oster now with the corner. That was Kyle with virtually a free header. Defending then by Millwall, but they managed to escape. Oster, who, as I mentioned earlier, did have an injury midweek that prevented him from playing for Wales. But okay to start this game. And at the moment, certainly showing no signs of any ill effects. It's a hamstring problem, I think he has. And beyond the keeper, and the crossbar came to his rescue. Right. This is the Australian Kevin Muscat. Leading Millwall in their best run in the FA Cup then since 1937. Going in form at the moment. Their chairman, Theo Tafitis, who's worked so hard to improve the club's image. They've lost only twice since the end of November, got 22 competitive games. Here's Breen for Sunderland. Unbeaten in their last 9. Archer. And then by McCartney. His disciplinary problems down the years as Muscat. So has Dennis Wise come to that. Both unquestionably are very talented players. Wise so keen, so enthusiastic still at 37. Here's Oster. Running out then for Archer. Oster again with a shot. Twice now he has come very close to scoring. Such a bright opening by Sunderland. Marginally the favourites going into this game, but a close call even with the bookies. Clever little chip then by Arca. It's nudged down by Smith into the path of Leicester. It wasn't that far away. With Millwall again being stretched in this early phase. Now Kyle. That's through again. Kyle is very dangerous in the air, making cracks into the box. Being policed by Lawrence. Who probably hadn't expected to play today, but Tony Warner, the normal number one, has collected yet another injury, so he wasn't considered. Harris. Now Liverpool, or Livermore, I should say. Again, his career with Arsenal, without making any kind of breakthrough. Ryan, Livermore again. Does a good side job in the midfield. McCartney, Sunderland's captain, down at Duarca. Cahill scrapping tenaciously. So buoyed by his first call-up for the Australians in midweek. Cahill, he played against South Africa at Loftus Road in London. And he has certainly improved his game alongside Dennis Wise. They're building promisingly here with Eiffel. Then Wise, looking for Dekio. Liverpool just about holding on. And there's some pressure then from Dekio. The Estonian goalkeeper. Surely kicked out of his hands then by Dekio. He began with a flurry of goals when he moved to Millwall earlier in the season, first on loan. Hasn't scored in the last 9 though now. Poom here has scored this season. He scored against Derby, his old club. That was Harris, then Eiffel. Looking to extend McCartney. He's had a really good season for Sunderland, really establishing himself in that left-back role. And there is the Manchester United manager, and alongside him his assistant Walter Smith. Casting an eye over their opponents in this year's final. Who will it be? It's a great day for Manchester United yesterday. They eventually saw off Arsenal's challenge and of course ended their dream of the treble. United in their first FA Cup final since their treble year of 1999. For sure, whichever team gets through today, they will be the underdogs. Here's Muscat. Now Eiffel. Looked on there, it was a chance for Harris. Offside. Just for a moment then, Millwall thought they might have broken through. As it's flicked on there, Harris is just offside. Not a great deal in it, looking at that. Lawrence helping it on. Dekio. Who missed out on Scotland's game in midweek with gastroenteritis, so he'd been a doubt for today's game as well. Very much a fixture up front these days for Sunderland. Now Cahill, always so keen, so willing to get forward in support of the front two. Goals this season, including one in the replay against Tranmere in the last round. There's a real eye for goal. Livermore curling it in. And by Thirlwell. As the owners come in for Jeff Whitley today. McCartney. Then Arthur. Always capable of a trick or two, but he was sent crashing to the ground then by Ifield. It was a clumsy tackle, and he may well be yellow carded for that. Paul Durkin, for my money, one of the best officials in the English game. He'll stand for no nonsense. It is indeed a caution for Paul Ifield. And surely no complaint. A very savage lunge there. And Arca. Has been out injured recently. He's teasing Wise, and I don't think he'd seen Ifield trying it so heavily behind him. He's looking for a nutmeg there, Arca. Well, Ifield claiming that he overreacted, but it was a very poor challenge. Arca, who's been so bright under McCarthy this season at Sunderland. Featured too often in the Premiership last year when Peter Reid was in charge and Howard Wilkinson. But then in general, Mick McCarthy really has turned things around. Well, no sign of Arca returning at the moment. Meantime, it's McCartney. Out by Takio, who's gone back to defend. And now Harris hasn't got too much support. Ifield. Now they're getting forward though. Harris again. Done well too away from right, still Harris! It was Cahill who made the dart into the centre. Sunderland almost undone. Arca's back on the field, here's Kyle to Arca. Getting some shit for the Millwall fans here who feel he's made a very quick recovery. Now Smith. Kyle is in the middle. But out come Millwall now on the break with Ifield. Very good ball as well for Harris. He's got Takio up with it. Still Harris. And just couldn't get his shot on target. Thanks to some very determined defending then by Stephen Wright. Well, the vision there of Ifield releasing Harris. Only Takio right up with him. So not many options open to Harris. And in the end it was a tame finale. Harris, who was on the score sheet in the replay at Tranmere, and generally has found his best form again lately. Oster, who's come near the scoring for Sunderland on 2 occasions at the other end. Millwall incidentally have beaten Sunderland twice this season in the league. Indeed, they are the only side to have taken all 3 points at the Stadium of Light in this current campaign. Only visiting team. Oster teasing Harris. Made off then by McAteer, or rather here's McAteer now. And Thirlwell. McCartney with Arca. They do work so effectively down that left side for Sunderland. And Sheffield United found their cost in the last round, as they teed up the only goal of the game for Tommy Smith. Muscat has won the throw for Millwall. Now Babb. Spreading the play to Oster, then it's Wright. Oster again, very busy in this early part of the game. Certainly his confidence is high. Just couldn't quite then lay that into the path of Kyle. The idea was there. And he has been buzzing lately, Oster. Well up to Keogh. That was Breen. Now Babb. Oof. Almost a little short then on that back header. with Neil Harris hoping to prosper. Now Oster. Punched on by Kyle. Was that handled then by Darren Ward? Apparently not. This is Livermore, but he's run that out of play. Did seem to come down off the arm then of Darren Ward. Certainly Kyle thought so. Not according to referee Durkin, though. Darren Ward, who's been really effective alongside the central defensive partner this season, Matt Lawrence, at least under Darius Wise. They've been very tight defensively at Millwall. And as their recent run underlines, not bad going forward either. Very good atmosphere with the fans intermingling beforehand. Millwall do have this rather tarnished reputation. The club are working so hard to improve, led by their chairman, Theo Tafitas. It's aimed for Takio. Well, he will be a threat in the air. McAteer. Here's Oster. Played by Ryan. Another one for Takio to dispute. And Paul Durkin calling for some urgent assistance. It was Phil Babb, yes, who went to ground then as he clashed with Danny Takio. Both with their eyes on the ball, but there was certainly contact. Takio was actually signed by Sunderland at one stage as a potential successor to Niall Quinn. But when he departed, the job eventually came the way of Kevin Kyle. Early days yet, but certainly encouraging signs from young Kyle. But he might eventually follow in the celebrated footsteps of Niall Quinn, who's here today. Almost at the midway point in the first half. Chances for both teams in what certainly looks like being a very tight contest. Phil Babb, then to Oster. Sunderland in their first semi-final of the FA Cup in 12 years, since they went on to lose to Liverpool in the final. Arker. Closed down though by Eiffel. Then Muscat joining in, Eiffel again. Two totally committed teams, as you would anticipate, with so much at stake here. The place in the UEFA Cup is guaranteed, of course, as Manchester United are certain to be in the Champions League, whatever the outcome in the final at Cardiff. Millwall in Europe, now there's a prospect. It could yet happen, but not if Sunderland can do anything about it. McAteer on the losing side then with Liverpool back in '96. The year of those famous white suits, remember that? Now Oster. Again, Takio back on defensive guard. There's Green up there. McAteer, as ever, working so hard. Really relishing the prospect, McAteer, of going to another FA Cup final. Thirlwell on to Oster. It's skipping free still, John Oster. And it is McAteer. I think his last FA Cup goal was actually in that 96 run against Aston Villa in the semi. Great little burst then by Oster. Never really looked that convincing though, did he, McAteer? Almost leading away from it. And he's skied it over the crossbar. But he's become a really important player for Sunderland. I think he's found his appetite again. Says he'd rather fall out of love with football during his time at Blackburn. New lease of life under Mick McCarthy. Renewing, of course, their acquaintance with the Republic of Ireland team. Now it's Ifield over Millwall. Good block by Poom. Cahill! So often a talisman for Millwall, and he's done it again. What a week for him, his international debut for Australia, and now a goal for Millwall in the FA Cup semi-final. Sunderland got caught out at the back. Long clearance. It was McCartney who I think got caught in possession here. It was a very short back pass then to Phil Babb. Ifield almost took advantage. Boom with that initial save, but then on the follow-up, it's Tim Cahill with his 12th goal of the season. And he was very cool then in front of goal. Might even have brushed off the arm of McCartney. Will be embarrassed by his part in all of that. Millwall lead on 25 minutes. Tim Cahill. McCartney. Maybe a little shove then on Ifield. Well, I was saying beforehand how important he could be today. Paul Ifield and Cahill as well too. Dennis Wise has done so much since taking charge to bring the best out of players like Cahill and Ifield. It's given them real belief in themselves. And there is certainly a belief among these Millwall fans now that they are going on to Cardiff. Long way to go yet. Terrific run here by Ifield. Poom does well. Kept on his feet to the last possible moment. And then it fell so invitingly into the path of Cahill. And that's what it means to the fans who have travelled up from South London. I'll tell you what, it'll mean a lot too to his friends and family back in Australia. Now Dennis Wise in conversation with Ray Wilkins, his old sidekick. What a team they've been so far, in harmony at the New Den. Two men who have achieved so much in their own playing careers. But this looks worrying now for Paul Ifield. So they might need to make a change. Dennis Wise just discussing that possibility with Ray Wilkins. Clearly some concern here for Ifield, who played such a big part in the goal. This is he clashed here with McCartney. Well, he was certainly hit in the face there by that outstretched arm from the Sunderland defender. Sweeney, as we suspected there, will be coming on to replace Ifield, but that's a big blow for Millwall. To lose a player of his ability, Paul Ifield, with no disrespect to young Sweeney. It's not a change that Dennis Wise or Ray Wilkins would have wanted to make, not at this stage. Well, we wish him a speedy recovery. Getting a Bit of consolation there from Cahill. And certainly rapturous acclaim from the Millwall fans. Really bright and really bubbly in this first half an hour. And that's the end of his semi-final. He's off, and to replace him then 19-year-old Peter Sweeney up through the youth ranks at the New Den. He's made 19 starts so far, only one in the FA Cup. And he'll slot into a midfield position. With maybe a little bit of trick to do for Wise and Wilkins. Good to see the Sunderland fans patting him off as well. Sporting gesture by them. That was Lawrence with the clearance. Up goes Babb, but now Cahill. Again storming through from midfield. I think Harris just lost his bearings for a moment. And then Oster a little over-aggressive as he challenged for possession. Dennis Wise taking charge on this free kick. Ward and Lawrence have both advanced. De Gea in there too, of course. He's dug it in well. It's Cahill who found a bit of space. Punched away by Poom. And then hooked out by McAteer. Only as far as Livermore. Then Muscat lofting it forward again. Once more Cahill underlining his prowess in the air. But Millwall have been penalised. He's such a key man, Tim Cahill. A lot of Premiership teams are monitoring his progress with great interest. And the feeling is that if Millwall don't make it into the top flight next season, he probably will anyway, with a different club. Harris. Way that by Breen. Certainly Millwall in playoff contention, as on Sunderland. I don't think as yet either have given up the prospect of maybe making it to the Premiership by an automatic place either. It's not totally out of the question. And what is not in doubt is that they are evenly matched this afternoon at Old Trafford, the theatre of dreams. It'll be a dream come true for one of these two teams at the end of, well, maybe 90 minutes, maybe longer. Will have to be settled today, whether it's by normal time, extra time or a penalty shootout. On by Harris. Livermore had shown for him. Trying to get his cross away too. And McCartney had to be on his mettle again. Good work from Livermore down this left side for Millwall. Harris. Then Sweeney. Couldn't quite dig it in far enough, but it's Wise. Taking up the cudgel again then for Millwall. Alright, so a long ball. Nothing De Gea can do with that though, as it's bowled away by Poom. Now Breen. Cemented his place in the Sunderland fans this season under McCarthy. He had rather lost his way at West Ham. Barker trying to free up McCartney. Here's Smith looking with intent, but muscled out of it. Here's Muscat. Really good pace to this semi-final. Totally absorbing, on by Thirlwell. Both teams rising to the occasion, as we hope they would. So much to play for. Ryan. Only De Gea right up top. He's lost out then to Stephen Wright. Now Ward, under threat from Kyle. He kept his nerve well. Oster. Still reflecting, I'm sure, on those 2 early opportunities that came his way. Now Phil Babb, who's a former Millwall player. His old team are on the charge again now, and that's a trip surely. Well, it's all kicking off now. It was McAteer who brought him down. It was a pretty awful challenge in truth. And it sparked off that little fracas. Cahill trying to calm McAteer down. He could be in real trouble. It was Muscat on the surge. The buffeting then from McAteer. And then followed through as well. Totally unnecessary from McAteer. In-step referee Durkin trying to act as a peacemaker. Well, I think Muscat threw out an arm and McAteer responded in rather aggressive fashion too. Two very, very competitive players. Just waiting to see here now what action Paul Durkin takes. Seeking opinions from both his linesmen. A three-way dispute, a three-way conversation. What is the outcome? Looks like yellow for McAteer. Only yellow. But he was living dangerously. He was saying before, and he was determined that his long-running feud with Dennis Wise wouldn't get out of hand again. But it was Muscat he clashed with. But can Millwall make the most of this as Durkin faces out where that wall should be? Dennis Wise taking on the responsibility. Very nearly scoring too. I don't think that was all that far away from the post. The man who has so relished the FA Cup down the years, 3 times a winner. And throughout his career a winner in just about everything that he does. That's his attitude, that's his philosophy. And he and Wilkins have engendered such a spirit among these Millwall players. Sweeney now with the corner. As they look to tighten the screw. The Londoners ahead through Tim Cahill, the Australian. He's in the thick of the action again here with Dikio. Kyle has come back to defend. In comes Wise. Didn't really get hold of it though. Now Ryan. Really good spell this for Millwall. McCartney. Fending off Harris. In the driving rain now at Old Trafford. McCarthy will want more from his team in a fairly bright start. But it's Millwall calling the tune at the moment. On by Wise. Again, it was a rugged challenge from McCartney. Muscat who's gone down. And they're calling urgently to the bench. Booking for McCartney. And more problems for Millwall. As tempers boil over in the heat of this FA Cup semi-final. Muscat with one eye on the ball, one on McCartney, and he took a pretty terrible tumble. I'm not sure that McCartney actually did that much wrong there. Wise clearly upset. He knows he now might lose him as well, having already had to carry on without the services of Paul Ifield. Wise himself, I remember, was quite seriously injured in the first game against Tranmere, and Ray Wilkins was saying afterwards, Wise played with virtually a hole in his knee after clashing with Dardy of Tranmere. No way was he going to come off. Well, the word will be to Ray Wilkins is that I think Muscat is going to have to come off as well. You just keep going. Do your best. He'd love to be out there himself, Ray Wilkins, an FA Cup winner with Manchester United back in '83. There's confirmation of the yellow card for McCartney. Looking rather ponderous, referee Durkin. Needs to restore order here pretty quickly, I think. It may have looked a reasonably innocuous challenge, but it's certainly a major concern here for Kevin Mascot, the captain of Millwall, who was involved in that earlier collision with McAteer. So they're going to have to make yet another change. We have Marvin Elliott, Nick Chadwick and Andy Roberts. Also on the bench, the outfield players. Here's Wise. Andy Roberts, I think, will be called on to replace Muscat. If that needs to happen. Ryan. They're certainly trying to patch him up if they can, Muscat. Harris, that manoeuvre though by Wright. Then Austin. There's something of a careless pass. Luckily for him, Poon read his intentions. Here's Oster again. Confronted heavily by Robbie Ryan. Well, maybe he can continue, Kevin Muscat, albeit somewhat ruefully. No, they had to make the change. Roberts is on. Can play at the back, although ostensibly he's a midfield player these days. His second spell with Millwall, after playing for Wimbledon and Crystal Palace. Here's Archer. The interruptions haven't helped the flow of the game. And now Wise is down. Not for long. So two players now having to depart with injuries for Millwall. But they are still leading. He's an obdurate and durable player is Andy Roberts. His wife has been expecting their first child this week. The birth was imminent. Don't think it's happened yet. Free kick to Sunderland. Endeavouring to claw their way back onto level terms. Spark, they've not really troubled Millwall too often as we approach half-time. Dennis Wise controlling that midfield. In goes Cahill. Good snapping challenge though from McAteer. Now it's Oster. Ryan was in the way. Needed now by Livermore. Always top quality, but bags of commitment and desire from these two teams. There will be, I'm told, 6 minutes of added time at the end of this first half. Not for one reason or another. Not for this, those two Millwall injuries. Mayfield and Muscat. They've had to reshuffle. Here's Harris. Done a really good first half. Lawrence to Ward. Ryan. Good delivery. Dennis Wise. Picking out Roberts, who's gone to right back since the departure of Muscat. He has backed the covering defender. Having set pursuit. There we are. 6 more minutes. Sweeney. Looks to have a decent touch. On by Roberts. Sweeney again. Couldn't check off Arthur initially. Now he has. Roberts to rip it in. Cahill couldn't quite latch onto it. So it's Oster sprinting away for Sunderland. The semi-final hasn't quite ignited yet. That drew a gasp around the Old Trafford crowd. These are those 6 extra minutes. Lawrence. Now Roberts. There's Harris. And Sweeney. I think they were going to miss the drive of Ifield down the right. But at the moment they have options down the left with Ryan. They shout too much of that to Stephen Wright. Ifield surplus requirements at Anfield. And also for Sunderland. They're very keen to have him ready and able to play today after injury. Now Livermore. Cahill. In goes Smith. Not really getting up ahead of steam at the moment, Sunderland. See what Smith can do here. Goes Kyle. There's Lawrence with him. On them by Thirlwell. McCartney and Archer. Was keen to improvise. Thinking with McAteer, it's Archer again. Almost fashioned a chance, he still might. And in the end that angle was just too tight for Julio Archer. But that was better than certainly from Sunderland. He worked this opening really well. Suddenly the chance came the way of Archer. With goalkeeper Marshall well out of his goal. And it was Smith who happened to set it up with his ingenuity. But the opportunity spurned by Archer. De Keel. Back. Now Wright. That was really intelligently played by McAteer. It's released Oster. Good football here from Sunderland. Can they find an end product? Archer. Out comes Marshall to fist it away. Now Thirlwell. McCartney giving them width. And Archer. From Wise, Archer taking it quickly, maybe too quickly. Here's Archer again. They've got plenty up here, Sunderland, making no impression. Millwall keeping order at the back. All the enterprise of Archer. Sunderland so keen to retain his services. There is interest from the likes of Newcastle and Celtic too, I was hearing. Gary Breen. Smith getting no change. Oh, Darren Ward. some fine work from McAteer, and it's Thirlwell to sweep it off. Out jump though by Andy Roberts. He's going to have his work cut out though against Archer and McCartney when they link up down the left of Sunderland. Andy Roberts. Up comes Breen. Sunderland with some possession now. Here's Babb. Thirlwell. Tidy player in the midfield. Nothing too spectacular. Doesn't do much wrong though either. Archer. He's the man to give them some imagination when they do advance. Well, this pulsating, throbbing atmosphere at Old Trafford really bubbling over now. These two teams giving it their all, with the prospect of going on to the FA Cup final, and indeed into Europe too in the UEFA Cup. The real prize, though, I think will be just to be in that final against Manchester United. What a day that promises to be for whichever club goes on from here. Millwall, who have never been in the final. Sunderland, who have that fantastic memory from first 37 and of course 73. Year of the legendary Bob Stoker, who guided them to victory over Leeds, at the time the finest in the land. But at this stage, it's Millwall who have the upper hand. Dennis Wise dictating things from midfield. He's been very influential. They've lost two players, but they have the lead thanks to Australian Tim Cahill. Mick McCarthy's team with much to do in the second half in this, the second of this season's FA Cup semi-finals. Manchester United are through to Cardiff. Who will join them? We'll be back for the second half. It's 1-0 to Millwall.
Paul Reed. Sticking to Sunderland, Tommy?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. But it's amazing. Every time there's a stoppage in play, Dennis Wise runs to the sideline, has a conference with Wilkins, isn't it? It's great. He should wear an earpiece, I think.
It's good management, actually. You know, a young guy, and to put someone like Wilkins with him, that's good work by either himself or the club. Experience, you know, with a young manager.
Okay, thanks, guys. Let's go back to Peter Brackley.
He's with Wimbledon. And their great triumph of 1988 against Liverpool. Tim Cahill, whose goal divides the two teams, will be starting the second half. Under the gaze of Paul Durkin. No changes, just checking round for either side. Although Millwall, of course, had to make two during the first half, with injuries to Eiffel and to Muscat. Neither, I'm hearing, hopefully too serious. Muscat has a knee problem, and for Eiffel, it's a groin strain. Kevin Kyle, we didn't see too much of him in the first half. Trying to battle his way through here. He's an old-fashioned style of centre-forward. But again, getting no joy against Matt Lawrence. Took a long time to make his mark in terms of scoring league goals. Certainly has done this season, now that he's forced his way into the team on a regular basis. It's a free kick in Sunderland's favour this time. David Livermore, who was the guilty party. Kyle's not in the middle at the moment. He is the target. It was McAteer to lay it off. Now can Wright get his cross away here? It's not a bad one either. And there's a shot just wide from Kyle. Oh, it was a really presentable opening for him, and he knows it too. Stephen Wright bending in that cross. Millwall haven't really coped with it, but it flashes just the wrong side of the post. It was initially the presence of Kyle that unsettled those Millwall defenders. but he has failed to take advantage. Kyle, who scored against Birmingham in an earlier round. Back comes Sunderland again. John Oster. And the keeper was tempted for a moment, but then was back in time to make that sprawling save. Andy Marshall. Sizzling start to the second half though from Sunderland. McCartney, whose hesitancy led to that first goal scored by Cahill for Millwall. Archer in for Kyle. Yeah, the marking was very sloppy then by Millwall. They might yet pay for it. Only a corner, it could have been more serious for them. Darren Ward to the rescue in the end. Seemed very ponderous for a moment, Millwall. Almost as if their minds are still in the dressing room. That's McAteer. Out by Dicchio. McAteer again. Millwall very much on the back foot at this stage, defending this slender lead. There was always likely to be a period in the second half when Sunderland really would throw everything at them. It's come early. Marshall, who decided not to go for that cross, and it proved to be the right decision. You can see him tempted there, but then he's back to push it away. A header from Kyle. And I'm sure we'll have been told by his manager to be more involved in the second half, but then his answer might well have been, well, give me the service then. Dennis Wise. Here's Cahill. Then Roberts playing it right back. Sets the departure of Muscat. It's Neil Harris now. Dicchio was lurking in the middle. Here he is. Oh, I think with some force, with some power by Livermore, but not sufficient accuracy. Millwall with this tremendous run under Dennis Wise. He won 16, drawn 8, and lost just 5 in 29 games under his wing. Just touched off that by Dicchio. Well wide from Livermore, who is yet to score for Millwall this season. A club that has often attracted the wrong kind of headlines. They hope now more favourable ones are coming their way. The theme tune seems to be no one loves us and we don't care. Well, they do care now. They're working so hard on this tarnished image. McCartney. He's only as far as Sweeney. Now Cahill finding some room down this right for Millwall. Well, the problem was dealt with by Stephen Wright. No one in a blue and white shirt could respond. As Cahill whipped that one across. Funny to see McCartney initially. Kilda. The former Millwall man has found McCartney. Good jump then by Lawrence. How his career was ignited this season under Wise over the past few months. Gary Breen. He hasn't missed much of this season through injury. Goes Oster. A good flick on to right though by Roberts. Now Breen. Very much settled in the team these days, Breen. Maybe in harness with Babb here. Bjorklund, the Swede, out of favour at the moment. Babb's long ball. Nodded down by Kyle. It is a ploy they favour Sunderland, that long ball towards Kyle, but certainly McCarthy will want more variation in their play too when they cut forward. As they're trying to show now, here's Julio Arca. And then for Smith. Chance surely. Millwall, the rescue then by Dennis Wise. And his alertness in front of his old goalpost. Arca with the corner. Still the rain is teeming down on Old Trafford. Again, the keeper stayed well back, and the decision has gone his way. Some pushing there, presumably on Dicchio by Gary Breen. He gave such outstanding service with the Republic of Ireland team under Mick McCarthy. And the same so again now with Sunderland. Here's Breen and Dicchio together. Off goes Cahill. And then Harris trying his luck. A bit ambitious. He is incidentally closing in on not only a century of goals for Millwall, he's on 96 at the moment, but also on their all-time club goal-scoring record held by Teddy Sheringham, 110. The Cahill has got the one goal that matters so far today. Sunderland with more possession early in the second half. Nothing to show for it yet. Ryan had to be brave then against Kyle. I think had his foot up, or no, in fact, Paul Durkin has construed it to be the other way round. It's Sunderland's free kick. John Oster. McCartney, and then Bam. Millwall content to back off. They keep their shape defensively. Here's Dicchio. Did well that too. Now Sweeney. The first half substitute for Paul Ifield. Oster again. McAteer looking for Kyle. It's fallen here for Arca. Goodness me, that was a really good opportunity. And they've had 2 or 3 now. Already in this second half. Here once more was the menace in the air of Kevin Kyle. Was he shoved it? Well, Paul Durkin had an excellent view and didn't think so. But it did fall invitingly for Arca. It was almost a casual finish from the Argentine. Pressure relieved a little with this free kick to Millwall. Their first semi-final in 67 years since they lost to Sunderland back in 1937. But it's the Sunderland fans now doing their best to lift their team and revive the memories too of '73. Lawrence for the free kick. Repelled by Sunderland. Here's Oster. Millwall are going to make another change here. Elliott is the man they want to bring on. And Robbie Ryan will be giving way. Marvin Elliott. Tactical, we'll wait to see. All 3 substitutions that have been made. All 3 available by Ray Wilkins. Dennis Wise is right-hand man as in comes young Elliott. You just sitting there alongside me. As ever, directing operations. It is Chief Lieutenant Wilkins on the sidelines. No injury, I'm being told. So just a change of tactics, a change of personnel, and certainly a fresh pair of legs too, in the shape of Elliott. 19-year-old up through the youth ranks at the New Den. He's only recently come into the first team squad. He has made 8 starts. Signed a new deal with the club back in December. Andy Roberts, one of the earlier substitutes in this game for Millwall. Certainly had to change their plans. But there's no change in the scoreline. It still favours them. And as it stands, they're heading for Cardiff, the Millennium Stadium, and the FA Cup final. I wouldn't have thought that was on the agenda at the start of the season, and then it wouldn't have been for Sunderland either, given all the problems that they had had. Transformations at both these clubs. McCartney's throw to Thirlwell, former England under-21 international. That was a mite careless. Now the break is on. Harris didn't make any headway. Maybe Sweeney can. That was nettily done too. Sweeney's cross. It's not deep enough over De Keogh or for Cahill in the middle. Foster's ball to Kyle. There goes Kyle again. But now it's Dennis Wise for Millwall. That was an enthralling semi-final. And still it could of course go either way. Down goes De Keogh. Imagine what it would mean for him to go through at the expense of the club that discarded him. Almost an hour played. Kevin Kyle has come back, presumably to mark De Keogh. Here is Lawrence. That was Darren Ward. Now McCartney for Sunderland. Sensed there by the challengers. Dennis Wise, who will never pull out of any tackle, and now yellow carded. Just ripped his legs from beneath him then, McCartney. But so looking forward to this game today. He's been saying that taking Millwall through to the final would surpass anything he achieved with Wimbledon and Chelsea. That's a measure of how much progress they have made in such a short time. Feel bad. Aiming for Kyle. And it's hooked out though by Darren Ward, not that far. Here's De Keogh. The kick was Sweeney. Now Kevin Kyle, I'm hearing, is going to be replaced. Marcus Stewart will be the man that Sunderland want to send on. It's a straight swap, might strike it for another. Stewart, who's had 2 injury problems lately. But he can be a real goal poacher. Well, Kyle's not happy about it. He's actually been far more effective and influential in the second half than he was in the first. But taking no further part in this semi-final as Marcus Stewart comes on to replace him at the sharp end. And then in tandem with Tommy Smith. Well, it's a gamble, one that McCarthy felt he had to make. Lawrence. There's Marker. It came off him though. I'm not too happy at being substituted, but then what player is? Most managers will tell you he doesn't expect them to be upset by it. Well, that's why he does expect them to be upset, I should say. Especially a game as important as this. No way did Kyle want to come off. Sweeney. pass by Oster. It's Millwall's throw. Edging their way towards Cardiff. Still with just under half an hour to go. Neil Harris. Now comes Wright. Harris with Oster. Finally sorted out. But the danger hasn't passed. And I think it was handball. As Green was sent crashing to the ground. Probably a foul anyway by Livermore. Paul Durkin has ruled in Sunderland's favour, whatever the case. And it's an injury then for Green. There's Livermore here. Well, it's that particular challenge that warranted the free kick. It might have been handball, but it was certainly a push. Durkin just checking here the extent of the injury. And the Millwall fans are singing in the rain, daring to think that they might be on the way to the Millennium Stadium. Well, those who follow Sunderland are dreading going out today. It's their best run in the competition since they got to the final in '92, Sunderland. Hoping to make it to the last stage for the 5th time. It's their first semi-final at Old Trafford. And it's still very much in the balance. Well, no sign of Breen coming back on instantly. Though, is there any sign of an imminent replacement? So we're hoping to have him back on pretty soon. That was Lawrence, then Dicchio, Andy Roberts. Gary Breen. Oh, it would seem without some discomfort. Most of the world tuning in today to this semi-final, as they were yesterday, on television screens all over the globe. Some 60 countries or so checking out the second semi-final. Manchester United winners yesterday over Arsenal. This one at the moment, it's the same score and it's in Millwall's favour. Paul Scholes, the hero yesterday. Is it to be Tim Cahill of Millwall this afternoon? Just over 56,000 assembled at Old Trafford. Pretty much 50-50 among the fans. Here's Julio Arca. Only just too strong. The ever-willing Jason McAteer had that good chance, remember, in the first half. Green's underneath it. Now it's Arca. So the arms, appeals from everybody. It's a goal kick. Frustration for Marcus Stewart. Certainly there's some competition up front, particularly with the signing recently of Darren Byfield for Sunderland. He's not eligible today. Stewart missing out from the start for Smith and Kyle, now on in place of Kyle. Can they yet swing this round, Sunderland? Almost at the halfway stage in the second half. Tommy Smith, who suffered heartbreak last season when he was left out of Watford's team for the semi-final against Southampton. A hero in earlier rounds. strikes from him now. Right. William Elliott. Elliott has gone into midfield and Livermore has switched to fullback since the exit of Ryan. Ever plotting, ever thinking. Very tactical brain, Ray Wilkins. And when he speaks, the players listen. McCartney. Running on for Stewart. Here's Roberts. McCartney again, then the Argentine Arca. Here's Thirlwell, good distribution, picking out right. But the movement's in vain. McAteer. Then John Oster, still Sunderland pressing, still persevering, but it's only a goal kick. Marcus Stewart ran out of options. And it's been strong at the back, Darren Ward. And up with Matt Lawrence in behind that back line. Certainly there have been scares for Marshall, but nothing yet has gone right for Sunderland in front of goal. Right. Now Stewart, who is in fact their leading scorer this season with 13, none in the FA Cup though so far. McCartney. Well, good anticipation by Elliott. He's settled in very quickly in midfield. So there's not so much of an aerial threat now since Carroll's gone off. Was Dennis Wise, as ever leading by example. Says his most treasured moment in the Cup was going up to receive the trophy, the last one of course at Wembley back in 2000 with Chelsea, when he took up his young son, who's now 5 years old, and I think he's here today. Livermore. Sweeney settling for the throw with 20 minutes left. It was going to be heart-stopping stuff. Danny DeKeo. Just going through this barren spell at the moment in terms of goal scoring. DeKeo. Certainly made a big impact when he first arrived. McCartney. Drilled in for Arca. Trying to embark on one of those mazy dribbles. Millwall were having none of it. Here's McCartney. The time to measure that cross in. Loose challenge by Elliott. Play on, says Durkin. Picked in by Smith. But again, Millwall standing firm. And this is Sweeney now. And he's looked very confident since coming on. Placed by Breen. Up steps Livermore. And Sweeney unlucky. John Oster on to Arca. Got McCartney to his left. McAteer was through the middle. There's McCartney now. lifting it too far, but it's Oster. A chance to curl it back in again. Millwall survive. Sweeney. Surely brought down then from behind. And yet again, frustration for Sunderland. Well, they began the second half with such a flourish. The team from the northeast, Millwall, weathered the storm. Even if once or twice they were hanging on. He's been their commander-in-chief at the back, in harness with Lawrence. Well, credit to Dennis Wise for putting those two together. One of his first moves on taking over the manager's role. Sweeney's cross. Not quite onto the head of Tim Cahill. I don't think Dennis Wise was that keen on taking on the role when it was first offered to him back in October. Just did it on a temporary basis to start with, after Mark McGee had left the club. But he really has warmed to the role since then. But now it's John Oster bearing down on goal for Sunderland. Good interception by Lawrence. He sent Cahill on his way. Harris has gone to the near post. Behind him is Dekio! Pope with a save. And then Harris on the follow-up. And they might then have just put this semi-final out of Sunderland's reach, but for Mark Pope. And some fantastic reactions by him. Well, it's lifted the spirits of Sunderland supporters, that's for sure. If they got two down, it could have been curtains. Here's McAteer. Out top by Arca, but only to Poom. And there is an injury. Tim Cahill. Well, this was an incredible save by Poom. Here's Cahill racing clear. He's got Harris on that near post. Dekio looking to profit from that decoy run by Harris, but denied by the expertise of Poom. Straight at him, maybe. But all the same, he had to respond quickly. And those reflexes were in perfect order. Oh, Dekio knows though what a wonderful chance that really was. An opportunity to have secured his team's place in the final. I think Cahill will be okay. The fight continues in the cauldron of Old Trafford. Stewart now jumped. Bam. Then McCartney. Into the last quarter of an hour. That was a high challenge, surely, from Thirlwell. And Paul Durkin, I'm sure, is about to take the appropriate action. Just mistimed it completely, really. Stepped into Dennis Wise. He can't take it, he dishes it out. Oh, quite rightly cautioned for that. Well, Harris getting the benefit of Ray Wilkins' expertise. Dennis Wise needing some attention before he can carry on. Ray wouldn't mind replacing him. Millwall's assistant manager. Now Matt Piper is being introduced here. Who's been rather on the fringe of things for Sunderland. Big moment for him now. Big chance to make a name for himself. Paul Durkin will be presumably saying to Dennis Wise, either you go off the field for more treatment or you continue. I don't think he's going to hold things up too much longer. Wise, who remember was clattered in the last round against Tranmere at the New Den. Feels bad. There's the man going off. So an attacking player on for a defender. Well worth the risk at this stage. From a Leicester City player. Can be a very exciting one too. And he's fit and available. Substitutions. And Wise is back in the fray. Fully strapped up. Maybe something of a passenger now, but he won't allow his team to carry on with only 10, I'm sure. Not in his nature. So relishing the cut and thrust of this FA Cup semi-final. Sunderland against Millwall. Who would have predicted that at the outset of this campaign? For a place in Cardiff. Finally hacked away. Gary Breen. Euphoria and misery await these two teams in the next, 10 minutes or so, unless there's a goal for Sunderland. Julio Arca. They need his inspiration. It's not forthcoming. That was a tired ball then from McCartney. As the demands of this semi-final take their toll. Roberts looking relaxed enough. He's done a really competent job since arriving as a substitute. McCartney. That was Elliott. Now Gary Breen. Sunderland with just 3 at the back. Stephen Wright. Here's Breen again. We're working so hard to deny them any space, getting so many behind the ball. Stewart dragging Ward out of the centre, and he used all his experience to good effect then, Ward, in forcing the goal kick. Really solid at the back. 10 minutes away from the dream of a cup final. As the gloom sets in, for the moment anyway, among those Sunderland supporters. Some of the most passionate in the land. And they've hit their ups and downs in the last few seasons. Arca. Here's Stewart. Now Piper. Stephen Wright. Sunderland camped here in Millwall territory. And a very important header away then by Cahill. A hero in an attacking sense and now in a defensive one as well. Oscar with the corner. To Keogh. Green was with him, and I think it's come off to Keogh. Another corner. Sunderland really going for it now. John Oster to try again. I think it was Roberts who smuggled that one away. Fly through and saved by Poom. Arca's drive. Saved by Marshall, I should say. Got me confused for a moment. There was an offside flag in any case. Decent hit, look. Matt Marshall really spread himself to turn that away. Just took a little deflection there that might have unnerved the keeper, but that was not the case. McAteer. Now it's John Oster. Corner if it goes. The heat is on Millwall now. After that ricochet off Sweeney. Green's on his way up. Swung over by John Oster. That was DeKeo. Harker. Oster is still out wide. Just nudged back by Breen. To Piper. Then Arca. Now Piper again. They haven't really shut him down. Rides with a header away. And then it's Harris. Back into the mix by Arca. Chance here, surely. And it's wide. From McCartney. A golden opportunity to redeem himself after the part he played in Millwall's goal. Just look at the room he had here too. Millwall got it horribly wrong at the back, and they have been let off the hook. McCartney had time to line that one up, and it's gone just past the post, the wrong side of it. What a chance for him. The captain may never have a better one than that in this game. Sure he won't. Cahill. Millwall riding their luck. Five minutes to go, just over, plus stoppage time. Marshall with that terrific save from Arca to preserve his team's advantage. No let up in the encouragement for both these two teams, the two First Division sides. Still battling it out for a place in the final against Manchester United. Marcus Stewart. Now it's Wright with time to cross this one in. Way by Elliott. Sweeney losing out. And it's Harris now on the counter raid. Yes, I think he was tripped. It's going to be a caution for McAteer. And it is indeed a second one, so he's off. The day ends in misery for McAteer. Well, he just pulled back Harris then. I think he knew at that moment he would have to go. Pleading for leniency, but it was not to be. And McCarthy's team, as if they didn't have enough problems already, are now down to 10. McAteer, a loser with Liverpool in '96. I'm wondering now if his team's chance have gone of making it to this year's final. Tim Cahill. It's handball to the fury of Stephen Wright. Pulled in only a few yards away, no hesitation. Mark Poon, who earlier in this half kept his team in this semi-final. With that save from Dekio. Can they extend them again here now, Millwall? Dennis Wise trying to compose himself. Not too many have ventured forward. Cahill has. And a boot raised, and it'll be a free kick for Sunderland. Millwall only a few minutes away from the greatest moment in their history. Gary Breen, Sunderland still hoping to deny them. It's right. Now Oster. Played by Lawrence. But only as far as Oster again, then right. Well in Sweeney. Only Dekio right up top. As Poon has to come out of goal. Arker. Now Paul Thirlwell. Oster. Been a constant thorn in Millwall's side. But still they've got no end product. Maybe they can find it now. Wright came in round the back. There was a loose boot then. Paul Durkin had a long, hard look. No real protest from Sunderland. Oster. Laid off to McCartney. What he wouldn't give for a goal now. After his earlier miss. John Arker. Julio Arthur, and it's too close to Marshall. Such a tense finale here. There'll be 4 more minutes to endure after this as well, at the end of the 90. Neil Harris, he's just kept that alive. Now Sweeney. Dekio waiting in the box. Offside. Was foolish from Sweeney. He's kicking the ball away as Sunderland trying to take that kick. Up comes Breen. Well, it's gripping stuff now. Arker. Again, faced by Wise. He's laid it off to Piper. And another terrific save by Marshall. He cannot have had too good a view of that. He got down superbly. The man on loan, remember, from Ipswich. Just tipped it round the post. He might well have sneaked in. Up goes Poon, a scorer, remember, earlier this season against Derby County. Right off. It's Sean Thornton who's on. All eyes are on this penalty box though. Up goes Poon. Couldn't get a strike on goal. Well, there's nobody right up there from Millwall as Poon comes scurrying back. Arker. Just over 3 minutes now still to be played. The 90 minutes are up. Ward and Dekio. Well, they can hardly bear to watch. The Millwall chairman says he's going to strip naked and run round Trafalgar Square if Millwall get into Europe. He made that promise after an earlier round, and the players intend keeping him to it if they do make it, if they do go on to Cardiff. They're not quite there yet. That's Oster. The chance for Piper! And yet again, it's Marshall to the rescue. So brave, so defiant. I think there's an offside decision anyway. Yep, up goes the flag. Marshall couldn't be sure. That was yet again a stirring response by him as he closed in on Piper. Keep your eye on the clock. Dekio. Now it's Harris. I think he'll head for the corner flag. Arthur struggling to stay with him, and he has brought him down. That'll buy a little time for Millwall. Arthur just needs to get on with it, surely. Well, he's doing his best to keep his feelings in check. Ray Wilkins down there on the sidelines. So much achieved as a player. Is he now going to Cardiff, going to the FA Cup final as, well, assistant manager to Dennis Wise. Well, you feel for the fans of both teams, don't you, at this stage? Julio Arca playing at centre half here. Marshall holds on. With Stewart marauding up front for Sunderland. 60 seconds or so left. Heart-wrenching stuff. Dekio. Wise is with him. He knew just what he was doing then. Waiting for the challenge. Down he went. And you can't blame him now. That injury he sustained earlier, it must be a struggle for him even to keep going. Wild horses wouldn't drag him off. Paul Durkin looking at the watch there. I'll make it some 20 seconds or so to go. And they are preparing for one big party. It's going to be some trip back to South London, I can tell you. Unless Sunderland can find something here right at the last. The agony of it all, if you are following the team in red and white. The ecstasy awaits those who support the team in blue. And they've done it! They have done it! The most unlikely of fairy stories, Millwall are through to the FA Cup final. What odds, I wonder, would you have had on that at the start of the season? Tim Cahill's goal that settled this semi-final. It was always gripping, always absorbing, always close. Sunderland gave it their best shot, but they have been denied in the end. Andy Marshall, heroics from him in that Millwall goal. And now, well, he can let it all out, Ray Wilkins. He can go and celebrate with Dennis Wise and with the Millwall players. This, make no mistake, is a fantastic achievement. It's true they haven't had to beat any Premiership teams to get to this stage, but all the same they've been tough matches en route. And now the biggest one of all awaits them in the final against Manchester United, Ray Wilkins' old club, the team with which he won the FA Cup as a player back in '83. Written off early on in the season, Millwall, they have come back with a vengeance under Dennis Wise and Ray Wilkins. Unbelievable transformation in their fortunes. Commiserations to Mick McCarthy, who has done so much to revive the fortunes at Sunderland, but it wasn't to be their day. Wise, out there leading by his own inspirational example, has guided Millwall through to the FA Cup final. And the chairman will have to do his streak around London. Said it in jest, I'm sure. Dennis Wise with the goal-scoring hero, Tim Cahill, the man who came to England as a 16-year-old. Had a long spell out injured a couple of years back, I remember Cahill. How well he has responded. I think he'll be heading for the Premiership, maybe with Millwall, who, remember, are still very much in contention for a playoff place. But now they can dream of Cardiff, dream of the Millennium Stadium, and a meeting with Manchester United as those who follow Sunderland reflect on what might have been. There's to be no repeat for them of 1937 when they beat Millwall to go on to the final, or indeed of 73, that great year under the late great Bob Stokoe. Millwall are heading for Cardiff, winners in this FA Cup semi-final over Sunderland. by a goal to nil.